Hey people, we're today 1v1 Green Tooth Gorge, blue side. Big Mathis is an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration Auroricity Blood Angels elite scheme with a Death Company Apothecary looking pretty cool. Up against, on the red side, Toilailee as a Lord General fights range combat, begins with his retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Awesome defense and support capabilities, and can also add to this retinue throughout the game. Toilailee and Big Mathis both play in Dawn of War 2 in 2018. Who would have thought it? Two veterans had no idea they still played. Maybe they just ran the game by accident and thought they were still in 2014 and figured, hey, this plays on Dawn of War 2. But I'm all for it. Toilailee, multiple monthly Rumble tournament winner, also like to join faction wars sometimes for a laugh and like run an Apothecary with 5 tactical marines around him. Those are the days. Pretty standard opening so far. Double scouts for Big Mathis either side of a tactical marine squad. Looks like those guys heading mid. And double guardsman into a sentinel for Toilailee. These guys might be pretty rusty here, which usually leads to relatively fun games when you have two experienced players that are a little bit rusty. Lord General takes cover. Ground pound upgrade goes up on the sentinel. I think Big Mathis spotted that going up, which is why he's backing off here. Could try and bait that stomp out, of course. What's going on over here? So some guardsmen capping. They're trying to lock down this power. Meanwhile, scouts don't really want to get caught 1v1 against anything right now without shotguns and stuff. Backing away there. Moving through the mid now. Space Marines into some Devastators, you would think. But they might be in the mood for some weird stuff, these two players. Sentinel gets the decap. Is technically a vehicle, but has heavy armor, so small arms like bolters can damage that guy. Trying to force fire on the Lord General here. The Apothecary has his storm bolter up already. Tries to dodge the stomp. The Apothecary doesn't, but the tactical marines did get out of there. Now weighing in with some bolter fire. You see the tactical marines using their Kraken bolts. That gives them 20% more damage against heavy armor, such as that sentinel now going in, trying to get on these guardsmen with some melee combat, stop them from repairing. Don't see anything else in the works so far. What do we have in terms of generators? I see one Imperial Guard generator and just a Space Marine node right now, trying to take out the Apothecary in retreat with some melee attacks. Looks like he's going to be okay though. Here comes some more guardsmen. The others got ran away by the tactical marines, who should get away without a model loss here. And now Toilailee can start shooting some power or something. Coming straight over to this west side where there are 2 generators building. Not the most efficient power bashing force here, but they might get one generator. So the Lord General's not even going to help. Oh, I thought he was going to go and decap the VP, but he is starting to shoot. Oh, and a multi-laser turret going on. That's annoying. Might see some Flamer tactical marines. Here come some Devastators. I'm thinking maybe the Devastators up before the customized Storm Bolter would have been a little bit more effective. Down goes that generator. Apothecary runs away again. Got to get into cover, that guy. I was going to get shot down pretty quickly, even by las guns. Scouts capping here. No sign of any scouty upgrades. Expect at least a grenade or something, because they can catch those guardsmen clumped up and make them stop repairing stuff. Sometimes just stopping the repair for a second is enough to take down the sentinel. With some focus fire here, the Devastators with a heavy bolter and the blue helmet that Blood Angel Devastators get for whatever reason. It's just what they do, it's their thing. Multi-laser turret with a huge firing arc, as you can see. Doesn't suppress, of course, like some of the other turrets you can get in the game. Scouts getting shot up here. Oh no, they're not. These guys are just building a turret. Barely reaching the VP there. They might have been able to cap it without taking turret fire, but they get the decap anyway. Tier 2 for Toilailee. There's a big risk. Does not get spotters or heavy weapon team or Catechins up. Goes straight into tier 2 for, I assume, a Chimera, maybe some Ogrins up. 476, 499. There is that multi-laser turret. Not sure how much DPS it does. But it's a threat for sure. Flamer comes in, will make short work of it. The guardsmen not even trying to repair. 468 to 499 on the VPs. This could be bad for Toilailee because he's gone tier 2 a little bit too early here and is now going to get fully power bashed by this Flamer, I think. Flamers are pretty good at that. Got greedy, he says. I think he's referring to going tier 2 without getting another unit up. This power got bashed complete though and decapped. All I had to do was buy a heavy weapon team, he says. Those are the guys with the heavy bolter. 451 to 499. And it is going to be a full basher, I think. Some more tactical marines being dropped in as well by Big Mathis. Is going to delay his tier 2, which could buy Toilailee some time once he gets the Chimera up. And here it is on the way. Tactical marines can respond quickly to vehicles with missile launchers, but you do need to be tier 2 for that. Apothecary can also buff them with those awesome combat stims. Devastator doing its thing. Not a whole lot he can do apart from go around or wait for the Chimera. Oh, there's the Commissar retinue member giving the Lord General the shield. I believe it's a 55% damage reduction. Toned down, I believe, from retail where it's like 75% or something crazy like that. Good stomp by the Sentinel here. It's done well with this guy. I take some shots though. Actually managed to cap the power on the side. That drop pod has also given him a reinforcement point, I believe. There's a scout sergeant. He has a fragmentation grenade and provides a detector. There's a Chimera though. A vehicle with vehicle armor. Allows you to transport and reinforce allied infantry and also allows you to shoot these little turrets on top, as you can see. Trying to get rid of the Devastator. But he's being stubborn for the Emperor and all that. 448 to 466 on the VPs. 2-to-1 cap for Mathis as he starts to think about his own tier 2. We'll see how much damage this Chimera can do. He should be able to drive up and probably get a full bash here. Tactical Marines being annoying, but they are persuaded to leave eventually. Now the Sentinel can get the cap back. Whatever, it would have been worth him noding that just to annoy Toilailee even more. Now some Ogrins maybe. I'm hoping to see some Ogrins. I'd like to see melee units running around, having fun. These Marines almost level 2, going to get a decap and maybe have a look at this power, which is not noded right now. Sentinel decapping the VP. Triple for Mathis as he goes tier 2. But we're going to get an easy power bash here for Toilailee. Got enough piercing damage to make that a relatively quick bash. Devastator's setting up. They will suppress these guardsmen here, lowering their speed and increasing their weapon cooldown exponentially so that they fire very, very slowly after each burst. Stormtroopers it is for Toilailee. He might go for anti-armor kit for the awesome sneaky power bashes. Assault kit would pick off those scouts pretty nicely. They'll also pour that damage onto Apothecary from long range. Here comes the Lord General to cap. He still has that Commissar retinue member. I think he increases the damage of the other retinue fellows as well. Some reloading here from the Apothecary. Hasn't leveled up. His basic heal gets better every 2 levels. They did get a decap there, the scouts. What's going on the east side? Oh, Kraken rounds in on the Sentinel, taking a lot of damage here. Looks like he'll be okay. Decent speed on the Sentinel. He just can be a bit unwieldy as he like turns around and tries to find a path. Lord General's going to lose models if he's not careful. You can repurchase these guys in the field, and you'll also repurchase them for less, which is nice. A relatively recent addition for this guy. Wasn't always the case. You had to pay full price to get your retinue members back. Here are these sneaky Stormtroopers, and he is going for the anti-armor kit. They will bash power very quickly. Also very effective, of course, against vehicles with the melter bomb on them and the melter guns. Getting in behind the Devastators, which is another great usage for them. Assault kit would have given him a nice frag grenade though. So they're going to go and bash this node pretty quickly. Meanwhile, guards on capping mid with fully upgraded leaders. They have the sergeant and the commissar, gives them 12 models and allows them to reinforce 3 at a time. This could be bad because he's going to have to retreat through a possible frag grenade to the face. Here's the retreat. And there's a grenade. Boom. Took out 1 model. Some melee takes out another 2. Are they going to wipe here? No, they live. With 2 models. Pretty lucky to have 2 models on 29 hit points. I think it was actually 28 at one point. These guys also fully leaded up at 12 models. These guys with plasma guns. Plasma guns pretty damn effective against heavy armor. Like Space Marines, for example. These guys have a sergeant. So you might see these guys flick over into Stern Guard veterans. These guys still with their flamer. Las Cannon as a response to the Chimera. Powerful anti-vehicle with a snare on it too. He's got in the mid. Where are those stormtroopers though? I feel like Big Mathis has the better army on the field. He just doesn't want to push right into the Chimera without the las cannon to back him up, I guess. Here's another Devastator squad with heavy bolter. Bring that suppression back in. These guys can't cap over there. That drop pod is still up too. 411, 272. You can shoot those things down. What's going on over here? Just some scouts capping. 2-to-1 cap for Toilailee. He's got a sniper rifle now, the Lord General. Fire on my target gives your surrounding units more range, which is pretty nice. What am I listening to? Oh, scouts. Guardsmen would have shot them down there pretty easily. Apothecary getting improved medical equipment gives them some awesome energy regen. And a bit more energy, I think. Just flat. We'll see once he gets it. We do have some Stone Guard veterans with their Hellfire rounds loaded in. You can tell by that skull decorator on their icon there. That gives them those acid rounds which activate versus commanders and light infantry, which is Toilailee's entire army pretty much. Well, apart from the Chimera and the Sentinel actually. But they can also use Kraken rounds against the Sentinel and Vengeance rounds against the... Well, there goes the Sentinel against the Chimera. Didn't last very long. Kraken rounds loaded in. You can tell by the plus decorator. Trying to flank around. Sentinel needs to get ready to move here. Where's that las cannon though? I actually don't know where the las cannon is. Where are you? You're back at base. Nice usage of the creeping barrage, global ability of the Lord General, really messing up Big Mathis's positional play there. Devastator's off the field. Apothecary off the field. Maybe he can now push against these Marines. He's got those plasma guns firing. Each squad gets 3 of them, I think, at just over 8 DPS, as you can see, which is quite a lot of DPS. Factor in all of the las guns as well. Lord General now getting stabilizers for that heal over time. Chimera's okay, kind of showing its rear armor to the front lines here. Drop pod still active on that east side and power still down here. Heavy weapon squad now for Toilailee. They will come out with the heavy bolter by default, but can get auto cannon and las cannon. Some great options for those guys. That shield thing they can get is pretty damn good too. Scouts providing some vision for the las cannon there. Some sneaky infiltration. 374, 252. Lord General time to tank a hell of a lot of shots. Dropping some retinue members. In fact, dropping all of the retinue members. Just buying time for these guardsmen to come in, try to do some work with those plasma guns. The flamer is bad news for clumped up light infantry though. Look at that. That was some pain. They are persuaded to leave though. Actually got those Marines down to 1 model. There's another creeping barrage. Gives you a few seconds to move, but Marines not the quickest on their feet. Still got caught a few. Apothecary got thrown around a bit. There's a lot of guns to deal with, especially those Hellfire rounds. Look at that. Painful for guardsmen. The drop pod is eventually taken out by the stormtroopers, who are trying to get in behind the enemy lines and do some work. Maybe get in on this las cannon next attack so that the Chimera can move up provide that awesome support. Full gen farm here for Toilailee. Now getting bashed. These guys should be using vengeance rounds, I guess, against the buildings, but hellfire rounds can stay loaded in because there's an attack coming. There's those stabilizers. 20-second heal, not bad. 1.5 hit points per second. Retaking the west side natural is Big Mathis. Neither player getting a new unit up for a little while. Heavy weapon squad is on the field with its default heavy bolter and that awesome shield which gives it knockback immunity. Pretty big deal for the setup team. Here we go, that flame is doing some work. And the Devastator's in there. Painful, painful stuff. Even with the Chimera allowing it to reinforce. It's not nice. I can't seem to select these guys. Are they inside the Chimera? What happened there? That was weird. I think they're inside it. Very strange. 262, 252 on the VPs. Power being bashed. Toilailee needs to stop them. Ogren's on the way. This should be fun. Can he take out these heavy bolter devastators, stopping his stuff getting close to shoot? 250, 252, pretty even on the VPs right now. 2-1 for Toilailee, but he might lose the middle here. Trying to tank with that Commissar shield. Not sure how long it lasts for. But he didn't want to stay in that engagement any longer. Ogrins are on the field right now, getting their boned leader. These guys have heavy melee damage and are pretty tanky. Have super heavy infantry armor too. We'll shrug off a lot of stuff. Have no way themselves of breaking suppression, which is their big downside. There's plenty of ways to do that, or just avoid it or go around it. 227 to 252. Ogren's on the field. Boned leader is up. 1875 hit points of angry giant fellas. Those are those Ripper guns, which do some decent piercing DPS actually as they run in. But you want them in melee. And there's the use your head. Makes them break stuff, knock stuff over, and gives them a speed increase as well. They are right in the face of this heavy bolter here, trying to get on it. And they do get on it. Just face tanked a heavy bolter. And didn't actually drop a model. Now here's some support for them. They can reinforce off the Chimera, but they do not. Got very low with 3 models in terms of hit points and do get away. 199, 252. Toilailee hitting back here. Tier 3 for Big Mathis though. Has plenty of red for Terminators. Could also drop a nuke, which could be bad if Toilailee bundles up like this around the Chimera again. 187, 252. Big Mathis off the field. Toilailee might be able to get a triple cap here. There is stuff going mid though. Some scouts. And a bunch of other stuff. Double Devastators. Chimera hasn't really been threatened. He's just done a good job keeping it back. Ogren's reinforcing off it now. Should probably go back to HQ to heal up though, you would think. 166, 252. There's the double. Here's the triple coming. Here's a grenade coming, I think. There it is. They might just tank it though. Oh, shotguns as well. That's bad. Close range damage against those guardsmen. Have to run away. These fellas should also back off. Nope, they want to fight. For a bit in a way. There they go. Can these Ogrins get in and do some serious damage? Gonna be tough. There's that improved medical equipment. Yet 100 more energy and some energy regen. Helps him fire off those heals whenever he wants, pretty much. And also be able to use full auto and that kind of thing. It might be a good tool to use against the Ogrins, because I think if you stun one model of a squad, it tends to mess up the movement of the others, because they want to kind of stay in coherency. Here are some Terminators though, inspiring on kill as you saw there, giving a nice damage buff, and I believe it's like a suppression resistance buff or something every time that goes off. Good for targeting weak guardsmen, because you get those kills quickly, you get that inspiration quickly. There's another creeping barrage, used quite liberally here by Toilailee to help him approach. And why not? Great tool to use. Ogren's hanging back for now. Plasma gun guardsman putting some pain on those stone guard. Level 2. Prioritizing those guys because those hellfire rounds are painful. These guys are also pretty damn painful. Their default storm bolters, I believe, do something crazy like 45 DPS each. Something mental like that. 152, 188. Ogren's use your red is up. A bit late, fellas. Or a bit early, one of them. Are they going to take the garrison? Nope. Where is that heavy bolter at? Backup base should be out here. That's his big play, pretty much, Big Mathis, to get his Terminators up. A heavy flamer, maybe. 137, 188. Stormtroopers with motor guns will do a lot of damage to the super heavy infantry armor of the Terminators. I believe they get a damage bonus in that regard, 25% or something like that. 130, 188. East side is getting capped by scouts. Here they come. Ogren's backed up by a bunch of guardsmen. Ogren's stopping for a second there. Heavy bolter now in play. Is that another creeping barrage? It is. Pretty short cooldown on that thing. Beautifully aimed as well. Didn't actually hit, only hit what, a single Ogren model there. Some buffs going off. Lord Dreno had to duck into the Chimera there, I think. Got very low. Ogren's chasing down the Terminators, who are forcing melee combat with power fists on those stormtroopers. Yeah, Ogren's will give them a really good fight, but Terminators do have power fists, let's not forget. But this is a lot of plasma guns to deal with for these fellas. Does the Apothecary have a heal? There it is. Might be enough to save one of these models. Ogren's chasing them down though. Down goes one Terminator. Down goes another. Did they not have their teleport? I guess not. It would have used it. Terminators cannot retreat, by the way, which is why they didn't run away there with a big exclamation point like these guys are doing. 105, 188 on the VPs. It's a 1-to-1 cap here. Stone Guard Veterans now level 3. Chimera backs away. Done so well for Toilailee, that thing. Oh, scouts, look at this. Heroic scouts did cap the mid. One guy retreats away living. And autocannon is in play. Lots of red for Mathis. Can now drop a nuke even after getting Terminators up. Can he reinforce the Terminators though? They're pretty expensive. 25 power. Grenade. Dodged by the guardsmen. These guys want to live. What is up with them? Should be able to get this cap though, I would think. There's a lot of stuff here. Autocannon as well. Might want to move up a little bit. But it's in a pretty damn good place, covering this area quite well. And here are those Ogrins have done so well so far. Really put the frighteners on those Terminators. Making the Tactical Marines and Stone Guard Veterans think twice about staying in fights as well. Maybe try and focus down this Apothecary next fight because he's quite low. 400 hit points can go down pretty damn fast in Dawn of War 2. Levels up to 7 though, which means he's got a pretty nice heal and actually used it on himself and armor of the Apothecarian with the advanced healing going off. Is that a shotgun blast? What the hell was that? Ogren's getting in there. I believe it was a shotgun blast. Getting buffed now. Lord General with his stabilizers doing his thing. Ogrins do not drop a model. Look at that. Skill. Does he have another creeping barrage here? Not using it if he does. Terminator's right at the front of the army. Going to take a hell of a lot of damage now. Now in range of the autocannon. Las cannon not doing a whole lot. Very difficult for las cannons to hit infantry targets. 58, 188. It is up to Big Mathis to break this central point here. There's that heavy flamer for the Terminators. Cleansing Flame, pretty damn effective at killing guardsmen, it turns out. Gonna decap the mid at least, and scouts, well, a single scout is going towards the east side, but stormtroopers are there. And they're not gonna take too kindly to that guy. They're shooting him down, in fact, he goes down. Chimera. Does he want to get that mobile base thing? A beacon over here would be pretty good. Breaking retreat there, the guardsmen with their, ouch, Commissar's ability. That flamer is dangerous. Level 9 Apothecary has his maximum targeted heal now. There's his advanced healing, which is a percentage heal. How much is it? Doesn't tell me. I think it's like 1.5% or something per tick. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you stack it with his own health regen aura and Terminator's relatively large health pool, it does make a big difference. There's an orbital. Ouch. Pretty damn good nuke there. Almost took out a heavy weapon team. It did take out some guardsmen, I think. Yes, and a level 10 Apothecary. There you go. Terminators can't level, of course. They're as good as they're going to get. Once upon a time they could, and it was crazy. Like 7,000 hit point Terminators running around. Devastator's capping the west side. 32-188. Now it's up to Toilailee to push back in. It's not going to be easy. Lost one of his Guardian squads, which were not to be trifled with. Those guys were outputting some serious DPS, leveled up with those plasma guns, and now he's missing them. Does still have these fellas who can sneak around. A dreadnought on the way for Big Mathis. An assault cannon would be awesome, but keeping it in melee to deal with the Ogrins, also a great shout. Stormtrooper, I think he spotted the Stormtroopers before they infiltrated there. They're going towards the west side. Devastators are there though with a heavy bolter. There is full auto to stun the Ogrins. Seem to be stunning multiple models, and they drop 2 models pretty quickly. Might drop the entire squad. Does drop the entire squad. Ogrins down. 32-126 triple cap here for Big Mathis. Toilailee in trouble. I think the early Chimera on balance did pay off. Well played, says Toilailee. He's going to concede. But that one engagement just then with the nuke was pretty damn effective. And in fact, Toilailee does concede. Did not see any way back with what he was facing and what he had. Which is fair enough. Level 10 Apothecary. Big Mathis played the patient game pretty much. Got his Terminators out. Kept them shooting. Kept them inspiring. And pushed through with that end of the game engagement there. That nuke was awesome. Stormtroopers were capping, but it was too late. What about you, Mr. Lord General? Only level 3. It's hard to kill Marines, it turns out. Yeah, Stone Guard veterans are pouring on that firepower. It was painful. But there you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.